Hey YouTubers, Facebookers and Instagrammers, so we're here today making a video using one of my clients, Lucinda. She had a slight delivery issue where the dog would be very prone to running straight past and going around her. So Lucinda came to me for some help. And we've spent a bit of time working on it, and we're going to go about it in a slightly different way of breaking the retrieve down into small parts. So we start off with teaching the dog how to approach us and sit. The dog must face directly at us. They can't stick their bum out one way or the other, and we want the dog to learn how to come in and sit up directly in front of us, and without having too much distance to travel, it stops the dog from building up too much pace and then getting in the habit of running past us and then round and round, which you tend to see an awful lot. The next stage is, after we've done a little bit of the recall here and then the sit, is that we're going to place a ball into the dog's mouth to gently hold. When we do this, we're going to say hold and very gently hold the dog's head up so it can't drop it, and often give some soft praise, sometimes obviously a little rub on the chest. So we spent some time working on that element, so getting the dog to approach us and sit neatly, not flicking the bum one way or another, on a nice prompt sit, and then regularly placing the retrieve into the dog's mouth, gently keeping hold of the dog's head at this stage, just so that she doesn't get in the habit of dropping the retrieve. The next stage was getting the dog to cover a very short amount of ground and then sit up whilst holding the retrieve in the dog's mouth. Sometimes at the beginning, I'll just do this with literally 1 or 2 very small steps. Here she's probably doing 4 or 5 steps and then sitting the dog up. We don't want to push that distance too quickly, because we're trying to keep the approach correct and keep the dog happy holding the retrieve in its mouth. Here we've gone to now using the old classic zippy lead, and this makes this process a lot easier, because it means as the dog runs out and turns around and comes back, we allow the lead to come back into the lead, and that keeps it out the way of the dog's feet. You'll notice Lucinda's keeping her arm very high there and pointing it directly at the dog, and that allows the lead to not fall onto the ground and go underneath the dog's leg. So we keep a direct contact with the dog's neck all the way through the retrieve. You'll see here she's just throwing the retrieve a very short distance in front of the dog, asking for the dog to make eye contact and then sending her. Again, just keeping that retrieve super short so that she doesn't have chance to go wrong. With any drill work like this with a slightly older dog, you want to really take your time building up the phases very slowly. It can be very easy if you jump sections that the dog will flick back like a light switch to the way that it used to deliver and retrieve. Again, here we're just working on the short distance. Now this time I've asked her to walk away from the retrieve, return and then sit the dog up. We're looking for a little bit of eye contact. She's just tapping herself. Dog looks at her. She sends it arm nice and high. Dog comes back, immediately goes back into that recall sit. That time she slightly flicked her bum out. Not a massive deal, but something we have to keep an eye on, because that can become a bit of an old habit. So we've gone to a slightly longer retrieve here, but this time we're just on a tiny little training lead. So no longer using the zippy lead. I'm going to speed this one up here a little bit, you see, back into the next one. This allows us to do a longer retrieve. The zippy leads have a natural limit on the distance that they will go. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been informative. If you want any help with online training and support, then just go through to my Facebook page and send me a message, and I'll do my best to help you.